Equal is inherently unequal. The second paragraph of the United States Declaration of Independence tells us that we are all created equal. Yet here we are centuries later, and the disparities in wages between blacks and whites is at a 40-year high. If you're a black man in America, you're 2.5 times more likely to be killed by a police officer and 5 times more likely to be in jail than your white counterpart. But this isn't just a black-white thing. No, this is also a rich-poor thing. We now have 62 people who have more money than half of the world's population. The problem with equal policies is that they don't take into consideration that we all have different starting points. 65% of African American children are raised by a single parent, compared to 25% of their white peers. In 2013, the median net worth of a white family in the United States was $140,000, compared to the median net worth of a black family of only $11,000. The status quo is not fair. If we continue to give people equal portions when they've been served unequally by life, then we're only going to continue to perpetuate inequality. But if you're like me, and you're like Warren Buffett, and you're like the rest of us in this room here today, then you believe in the ovarian lottery. You understand that who you're born to and when you're born is complete and utter luck. A child's zip code should not have to dictate their life's prospects. But if we're going to live in a more inclusive world, one where everyone really does have an equal opportunity at fulfilling their life's ambitions, then we need to create policies and businesses that ultimately create equity. That's practice makes perfect purpose. I started the company when I was 18 to create and level the educational playing field in high-needs communities. We create academic summer programs that ultimately make summer learning cool and make summer school fun. Today, PMP is a multi-million-dollar education company. We've created 400 seasonal jobs and served 1,500 children in just the last 2 years. But I'm most proud of the impact that PMP has had on the lives of our kids. Kids like Linda, whose mother was a housekeeper and raised her on a very modest income and is now matriculated at Brown. And kids like Irving, who was raised by 2 immigrant parents and is the oldest of 3 boys and is now matriculated at Cornell. Like so many of our poor kids, I was also written off. I was raised by a single mother on government aid. I went through some of New York City's most struggling public schools. But I was fortunate. I had a series of nonprofits and mentors who ultimately changed my life trajectory. If I can build a company that makes our economy just a little bit more inclusive, then hopefully everyone in this room here today is convinced that demography does not have to dictate destiny. And that talent truly is everywhere, even though opportunity is not. If we truly want to embrace the full potential of our future, which I'm confident that we can, then we need to move away from this notion of just looking out for my kids and move in the direction of looking out for all of our kids. We need to move away from this notion of equality and move in the direction of equity, because we all know that equal is inherently unequal. Thank you.